The next part of the patient summary that I'd like to talk about is the medicines viewer. Now, there are multi ways of accessing the medicines viewer. From within the patient summary itself, as I've shown you with the problems windowlet, there is the option to click on the maximize button next to the medicines viewer header. In the CDV on the left hand side of the screen here, we also have the option to look at medication. In most cases, you will need to click on the flag to the left of the heading. In this case, we can view the medications viewer that way. The most efficient and quickest way of accessing the medicines viewer, though, is to access via the tab. Okay, so Patient Summary Care Network Medicines Viewer, which I'm going to click on now. Once the medicines viewer has loaded, there are various filters that you can use. The list that we see here will be medication, whether it's current or past medication, that sits in the patient's record. And it initially, if I click on the all record types filter, it will initially display all medication. So medications that are on record, issued medications, but it will also include immunisations as well. If you want to filter it, so in this example, if I say I want to filter it by medications that are immunisations, all I would do is click on the other two options. So it unticks them, and then it just leaves the immunisations list. Now, of course, this patient hasn't got any listed, so there aren't any immunisations actually recorded in this patient's record. To get the original view, click on the other two options, reticks them, and then we get the original view back. To the right of the all records type filter, we have filters for searching for specific medications, for medications that have been actioned by. We've also got an option to search for medications or the source of the medication. I'm going to demonstrate that if I click into the medication filter here, this is particularly useful if the patient has a lengthy list of medications and you're wanting to search for a specific medication. So as an example, ignoring the fact that I can see metformin on the screen at the moment, if I start to type in metformin now, you will see that it will filter the view for you. So based on what I've typed in the filter, it's now showing the metformin here. To return back to the original view, you just delete what you've typed in that search filter, and of course the original view then returns. You will see here that the medication view will default to 2 years. I should say that medication is updated by the patient's GP system. Historic medication data always defaults to 2 years, but in some cases there might be more information available to you. And again, if you click into that filter, there is the option to alter the date range if you so require. In the main body of the view at the moment, we are seeing a table of medication. We can toggle between table and timeline. If I click on timeline, you'll see how that sits. May be of some use to you, but it is just a matter of toggling between the two buttons. You can also group medication as well. The default view is grouping by medication, but you can group by ingredient, or you can group by date. The date group by seems to be quite useful because it sorts the medication into date order, with the latest medications on the record at the top of the list. Again, to get back to the original view, I click on medication, and there we have the original view. There are some badges that we see here. So atorvastatin has the number 2 next to it, as does metformin and also paracetamol in this case. That number basically tells you how many hidden lines of information there are for that particular medication. If I click on the flag to the left of the medication, you will see that it will then show me those 2 hidden lines. So if it was 3, there would be 3 hidden lines, and etc., etc. The A basically means that the item of medication has been issued on previously issued on an acute prescription. R means it's been issued on previously issued on a repeat prescription. In some cases, you may also have a current badge to the right of that prescription icon. If it says current, it means that it's a current medication recorded on the patient's record. Okay, that's the end of the demonstration for the medicines viewer. To get back to the patient summary again, I'm going to use the tab for patient summary. And after a few seconds, you will see that we get the original view loading.